Well, I guess we beat the Patriots yesterday in a big heated battle at the end of the game, and oh wait, no.
Who won?
We didn't win.
Ho,
and you know,
ho, ho, Merry Christmas, everybody.
I guess we haven't won out of 21 games, only one time. Even though, really, we've won twice out of 22. But
is that what it was?
It must be, because they must have started right back when we did, you know. I don't know what happened before then, but
yeah, it was kind of like it's reminiscent of the run that the Bills had against the Dolphins in the 70s. I mean, they owned us. At least we won one or two of them along the way in the year 2000. But boy, oh boy, I think they said it was our 100th and some win, and they have like 60 and we have 40. So essentially, these last 20 just kind of just
piled up. Because you know, we were, just so no one forgets, we were beating their the tar out of them for about 8 years or so in the 90s. So
in the 90s, we were beating everybody, yeah. But now it's past history, and they've given it to us. I don't think that you can blame the quarterback. He had a 95 rating yesterday. He was 16 for 29 for 247 yards, a touchdown. You know, Brady himself, the big great guy, he had a 68 rating. He was 14 for 24 for 122 yards. And boy, oh boy, if we would have won the game, they come back and they say, oh, our quarterback doesn't have big, gaudy numbers. We need him to be 350 yards. Again, I keep going back to Troy Aikman. Hand the ball off. Even what were you talking about a couple minutes ago? I remember a game when we had our backup quarterback in there by the name of Frank Reich. He was 6 for 9, and we ran the ball down somebody's throat. He only threw the ball 9 times. So really, what happened yesterday? Defense could not stop this guy. Here he is. What's his name? Blunt. He had 2 kick returns for 145 yards. He averaged 72 yards apiece on the 2 kickoff returns. He ran the ball 24 times for 189 yards. Turns out that was their best in the history of the New England Patriots. All the great players that they've had, that was the best individual effort ever for a guy that they picked off of the scrap heap from Tampa Bay, and it was the 12th best personal game in the history of the NFL. 12th best in the history of the NFL. Nobody, only 12 guys, only 11 other guys had more yards in a game than
I'd love to see, if you could, all the stats of these New England running backs and these other shitty players that don't ever amount to anything, but seem to come out and have a gold star attached to their ass when they play against us.
Yeah, it seems like, I guess every once in a while, this Jerry Sullivan, he'll write an article about all the guys that we made to be all pro. One of them was this Parker guy for Pittsburgh when we had to win that game and they had all their backups.
Oh, right.
And then Parker ended up being like a Pro Bowler eventually.
Yeah, he was good for a few years there. But I don't know. We just can't stop the run no matter how good we are. 56 sacks and $100 million defensive ends. It doesn't make a difference.
I kept on saying the whole game, if Kiko Alonso doesn't make the tackle, nobody does. I mean, somebody tackled this guy 189 yards. It was sick.
Yeah, well, Bird tackles him 20 yards downfield.
Well, that's what we used to say with Pozlowski. He makes all these tackles, but they're all the way always 10 yards down the field. Well, if he doesn't tackle, who's going to do it?
Well, that's what I was thinking then. And you know what? They didn't score a touchdown that drive, I don't think. Or did they? Or is that the one with the field goal? That might
well, Darius jumps off sides. It could have been 19-10. Instead, it was 24, and then they went for 2 points, so it cost us 5 points. So it cost us 5 yards and 5 points.
Well, the way that this defense is, it just doesn't stop the run. I mean, it doesn't matter now. The way this defense was, because the season's over, it doesn't make a difference. You just got to hope that we make some changes
2 touchdowns for
next year. I mean, I don't know who the free agents are going to be. We're going to bring somebody in. I don't know if it's a defensive player, but we'll make a big splash. That way we're all happy for a little while, and then we'll get a draft. And hopefully, and I think we should turn our focus to that because we only have so much time here. And is he the guy? I mean, he didn't play today. He didn't play last week. He's out there with his hat with the beanie on the top, just sitting there like a schmuck.
I keep saying if you don't know that he is the guy, then maybe he's not. Did you know Jim Kelly was the guy when the first day he came in the first season? You kind of knew he was going to be the guy no matter what. He was the guy. And everyone's just saying, oh, I don't want to give up on him yet. He's still young. But You know what?
We didn't want to give up on Lossman either.
I never gave up on any of them. I didn't give up on Trent Edwards. I didn't give up on J.P. Lossman. I didn't give up on Fitzpatrick, although I gave up on Fitzpatrick. I knew he was never going to be the guy. He couldn't throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. At least EJ, you know, that's the problem. We're comparing him to Lossman and Edwards and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick couldn't throw the ball 10 yards down the field. This guy, he's got a rocket on his shoulder, but the problem is, can he be consistent? Well, and you were saying before, I don't care if he goes 1 for 3. He's 33%. But if the third one is third down and he gets you a first down, the other two don't matter. So it matters when you do it.
Well, and that's what Brady's been doing to us, and that's what he did yesterday. You say, hey, well, what did he even do? Well, when it was 3rd down and 8, he threw the pass to the right guy, and that guy squirted his way up for a touchdown, or a first down, probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
And, he just does all the right stuff to win. You don't always have to throw 8 touchdowns a game.
Well, you don't. And yesterday he didn't. He was 65% or 65 rating, quarterback rating, and he threw for 128 yards, and they won. And they scored 34 points and won by 2 touchdowns. So I don't know. They were talking about Spiller. Are we gonna? Is he gonna? He's got 1 more year on his contract. There's no way we're gonna sign him to a mega contract. But shit, he's the one superstar on the team. He's the guy that might break it at any time.
Well, and they say
and I don't think any running back can come in what he does.
Well, another thing too,
he ran for 105 yards yesterday.
Well, another thing too is they say that a running back is a dime a dozen. Well, that's good. That means you don't have to pay him so much. Fine. Well, you don't have to pay him as much as you would have 10 years ago.
What happens on their second contract though? Could you get them for like a you don't have to give them as a free agent. You don't have to franchise them. You can give him like just his first out of his rookie, or no, he's going to be if you don't give him a contract,
he's going to be a free agent.
He's a completely unrestricted free agent.
We may or may not sign him. I mean, to me, that's the least of our problems, though, in a weird way. I mean, if he's gone, it becomes a problem, but you never know if what everyone says is right. You can plug a guy in. I think the biggest thing is, hey, you need a quarterback and you need another linebacker.
Well, you always need something, but if no matter how bad you are, if you have Brady as your quarterback, you're going to be competitive. The one year they went to the Super Bowl, they were, I think it was, they had the worst team against the pass, their defense. And the one year that they won the Super Bowl, I think when the Colts won it with Peyton Manning, they were the worst against the run in the NFL. They had the worst team against the run, but yet they still won. So, as much as this Jeremy White, he drives me crazy. He says, trade him for anything, whatever you do, get a quarterback. He says, draft 10 quarterbacks in a row. I mentioned it to a guy, at the quarterback club. I said, you know what, we should pick a quarterback. He said, but we have so many other needs. We need a linebacker. We need an offensive lineman. We need a big wide receiver. Without the quarterback, you're nothing. So don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about picking some mediocre guy pick the best guy on
sure.
And who's the best guy, though? Is there a guy that right now we can pick? Is this man Howie Mandel? Howie Manziel? Is he any good?
I don't know if that's
Johnny
even the
Manziel?
guy. We'll see. They'll tell us who the best guy is. I don't watch the college like some of the other guys do, but I think the kid from Georgia might be the best one. But actually, you know what? If there isn't a guy, like when Peyton Manning was coming out, when that Andrew Luck, you didn't even watch college. You knew he was coming.
Yeah.
Everyone was just waiting for him to come.
I never even watched him, but everybody knew it was Andrew Luck. It's just kind of like, too, when we picked, I forget who we picked, but they had Arakpo was the one before us, and everybody was going to say we should have picked Arakpo.
Oh, we picked that other kid that plays for the Canadian League now. That you want to forget his name. Defensive end.
Oh, Mabin?
Yeah.
Mabin? Yeah, and I just remember it was just a weird name, but then the guy ended up being an all-pro. But I mean, look at Thad Lewis. You were saying, does he look any different? I mean, here we watch him throw this pass right now to T.J. Graham for the touchdown. I mean, he tells him where to go. He scrambles. He
throws
it.
And the deep ball. Then there's the deep ball to Woods.
I think he threw a deep ball to T.J. Graham as well.
And then one to the outside to the kid you like, that Goodwin.
Yeah, Goodwin. Yeah, and then that was just. Even the guy that said it, and I don't think we have it, but I have him going like this, like a touchdown, even though it's not a touchdown.
Oh, but he drags his feet. How he drags his feet.
He drags both his feet, and he just like put it right in the spot. So, I mean, could you win with this kid as a quarterback? Yeah. I think we could have won. It wasn't the quarterback's fault we lost the game yesterday.
No, but if you had
98%, he was 250 yards.
But if you had a Manning or a Breeze, you could have won that game. Who cares who your defense is? It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you're throwing to either, because those guys make whoever
think,
look good.
yeah,
Brady makes no names the MVP of the Super Bowl.
We had 10 points after 3 quarters. Yeah, I mean, if you know, and then we got 10 more points in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, so really, basically, he's got 2 drives the whole first 3 quarters. You need him to have 4 or 5 drives to beat Manning or beat Brady.
Right.
Well,
we'll see. Maybe
losers lament. Maybe next year it's the same old thing.
Yeah, see you in the draft.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
When we get to win positive.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a
vibes.
special.
Getting the quarterback mode. This is for Manuel right here. This is. Also, the knee's good, and he starts learning how to read defenses.
Yeah, get some mojo going, Joe.